We have just started receiving revenue distribution. Let's jump into the facts, what we can expect and what we have to look forward to in the coming few days. Okay, revenue distribution is being given out right now, and I have some of the answers you might be looking for. If you guys want to see more TA on like the general charts and stuff as well, I can do that. So leave a comment down below. I'll get to it straight tomorrow if you guys want that. All right, let's jump into it. Firstly, on your dashboard, now I should probably actually make this bigger. There you go. On your dashboard, you can see your pending rewards, which is all of your staking yield and things from your Ethers, ILV pool, and ILV stake, and your revenue distribution rewards. Now, currently I've only got $3. I'm no whale, let's put it that way. But I will go into depth on kind of how much you should be expecting and what this means. I don't have the full details of how much I received each day, which would have been really helpful. But maybe next time I'll get that. So we'll see how we're going. But yeah. So this is really, really interesting. You guys, I've just doxed myself here. You guys can see where I'm at. But yeah, so RevDis has started. Now, the next thing we need to have a look at really quickly is this proposal. I'm going to break it down for you right now, but this IOP 2022 revenue distribution proposal went through on all votes. Okay, you can see that right here was fully approved. What does it mean? Basically, it describes how revenue distribution is going to be given out. There is one detail we do not know, and that is time frame. There's no specifics in here like it has to be done over 7 days or it has to be done over 30 days. I think they're keeping that as random as they can so that they can go from there. Okay, so that's kind of the system. The big parts of the system are actually the minimum and maximum values, and I'm going to speculate on what they are and what Aaron has chosen. But basically, if say you have 1,000 Ethereum and they've elected to distribute 10% of that in each distribution, okay? Let's say they've elected to do 10% on each distribution, there's 1,000 Ethereum. But their minimum value that has to be distributed at any given time is 200. Then it will do 200, and the next day it will aim for 10%, but if it's still below 200, it'll do 200. It goes the same the other way. If the 10% allocation is above the maximum, it will just do the maximum instead. So that is where I'm about to take you. Now, this is going to be a really quick video, so bear with me. Please watch through to the end. This is some really interesting stuff. I went through Etherscan, and I had tried to find as many transactions as I could. Now, let's quickly have a look at the chart. This is the ILV Ethereum chart. Okay, this is the Uniswap one, I think. No, this is the Sushi Swap one. Basically, it's the chart of whenever someone buys ILV with Ethereum and vice versa. Obviously, this sort of stuff is very subject to arbitrage, but you actually see the arbitrage on the USD chart, on the Binance chart. And I'll show you that after I describe all this, but that's also important. So please stay through to the end. Okay, so on here, I've put up 4 arrows. For 4 locations, I think there could have been revenue distribution. Now, I know it's really hard to see, so I'm going to zoom in. But look down the bottom here. This is the volume. Basically, this is the amount of like actual volume that is entering into the market on any of these given trades. Obviously, this day here, which I think is 2 days ago, is a ridiculous candle. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. But you can see the other 3 spots for my arrows are actually the giant green candles you can see here. So that was when a big buy happened. And when that happened was what I think was revenue distribution. So we'll jump into that right now. I've got 4 transactions I've pulled out. Okay, and we need to talk through them individually because they're really important. The first one here I found was 235 Ethereum swapping for ILV. The second one, this was from blockermoco.eth. I don't even know what that address. See, the addresses, I couldn't really find any correlation. So you're going to have to just leave that there and I'll see what I can do later on. The second one was using USDC, which swapped for ETH and then purchased ILV for 109 Ether. Now, this one here was on that second giant candle, this one here, which actually had quite a bit of volume for a long period of time. These other ones were like a single like shot, and that's the volume. This one had a lot. So that's probably surrounding some other event, potentially, I don't know, some Illuvium event probably triggered something like that, or some people were trying to track Etherscan and stuff like that and trying to catch on to trade. So I'm not sure where that pump, that's actually not the same pump as the Ethereum when it kicked off and things like that. So that one is a really interesting one. And if someone knows more, leave it down in the comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this comment. You guys get it. And obviously this is not financial advice. So the next one here, this is where it starts to get really interesting. This one is from the Illuvium deployer, which I feel like is important, but I don't know Etherscan well enough to understand it too much. And this last one was also Illuvium deployer. So these two, I believe, are RevDis. Okay, I don't think the other ones were, and we actually got RevDis on Friday. So before all of these four, but that was a tiny amount. A lot of people do believe that that was a little test run. Now, what does that mean? This transaction here was 300 Ethereum. All right, and this happened 20 hours and 25 minutes ago. This transaction happened only 10 hours ago. These are on different days, though, in terms of UTC, Australian time, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point. This one was also 300 Ethereum, okay? These other two don't fit into the pattern. So I think the RevDis actually started 2 days ago, which tracks with what I'm seeing in my wallet. As I said before, I've got $3 in my wallet. Currently, what I'm actually expecting is in the $15, $20 to $30 range in USD terms. The problem with all of this is Ethereum was bought, right? The Ethereum was acquired on the land sale when ETH was at about 2K. It dropped all the way to 1K. It's a 1.5K. You guys get the point. I believe that the Illuvium team actually initiated this when Ethereum was higher, so we get more for our money. So kudos to them if that was the plan. But yeah, so yesterday was 300 Ethereum. Today, only 9 hours ago, was 300 Ethereum as well. So this leaves us to believe one of two things. It's the beauty of it. One of two things. That 300 is the max allocation or 300 is the minimum allocation. And we won't know until it pulls it all out. There is one more thing we have to quickly look at. Okay, so Ethereum was 4,000. There was 4,000 Ethereum used on the land sale. Now, if it's 300 and 300, then that's approximately just under 10%, which doesn't make much sense. But they could be going lower than 10%. I don't know what their max and min are going to be. But 300 is a really good one because it looks like it's going to take approximately 10 to 12 days to distribute everything. In current figures, if you look at about 7 to 8 million tokens staked, then you're still looking at about 80 cents to $1 per token in revenue distribution rewards. So that's hopefully how much we're going to get. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it useful.